I feel as if every day I've lived to help me understand the viewpoints of the people who I loved and lost, who wandered off. The ones I acted badly to, who acted bad to me, and all the ones who held my interests close. I've learned that it all had to be exactly as it was. For those immersed in the dull fog of years long since grave-bound, we lay skunk in the playground. You lay down beside me, held my hand and asked to stay round. This was way back, before abortions, addictions, or breakdowns. With tired eyes, we laughed color into the concrete of this grey town. And now I make the page drown in all this drunken poetry. I know it's you know it's me, because this was all supposed to be. I know it's you and you know it's me, because this was all supposed to be. But look, the kids we see scuffing their feet at bus stops, they're the same as us. Sure of their immortality, they live to play the dangerous games. They trust that they will never part. They trust that they will never age. They trust the world was made for them, and that nobody knows the rage they would unleash at those who trespass against the ones they love the most. They do not know that soon enough all love is dreams and ghosts, and that the only ones who can hurt us are the ones who care and love us well. And so I watch them from afar, because I'm a grown-up now with much to tell. But mate, I don't want to remember or forget. I don't want to harbor days. It's just so hard to place the past in context if the past, it rules your darkest days. Illuminated by the sparks that fly when I realize we live the same story until we have played every part, until we know our reasons and have found peace with all of our splintered things. I think of you, the endless summer from which my endless winter springs. And yes, I know my weakness of I've found peace with all of my splintered things. But still I think of you, the endless summer from which my endless winter springs. So to the past then, to the past. Let's journey back and make some sense of now by making sense of then, and I'm sure that we can be friends again. But I'm so far from who I was when last we spoke. Fuck it, I'm still the same girl. I'm still a wreckhead with a method to a madness who watched the flames curl around us as we burnt the burn of fire-hearted kids. And I make peace with all we did, and I forgive, and I will give my time to all of them at some stage, because those were fun days before the young aged. Bunking school just to do nothing. There weren't even any sun rays. Mate, some gave their minds to the madness. Others got caught in the routine. All I know is we were blessed to have ever made acquaintance. We kicked our cans along the pavement. The valiant amongst the vacant. This is for those who gave my voice its cadence and pushed me to seek my strength in statements. It's patterns. Everything is balanced by the patterns. I have seen them in the way that I relate to my companions. In everything that happens, there are patterns. Everything's in stages, cycles, phases, and they all have patterns at their basis. I'm talking patterns, fits of passion, waking up wishing you hadn't. Took me 23 years just to fathom out that pattern. The same situation, endlessly occurring. All that changes are the roles you play. Now, once you start observing all the roles you've played, you will understand the roles you gave to others. There are patterns in the way we fall for lovers, in who we recognize the others who have loved us badly. Well, either way, I've seen the patterns in the past. It was enough to blow my mind away. You see, there's this man I've known for years. And still to this day do I know him, and I love him very much. It's just very hard for me to show him, because back then and even now, I feel there's something that I owe him, and that feeling should be going over time, but no, it's growing. We were kid mates, making mistakes, playing give-take, good hearts battling the big snakes, rattling their tails. Look, he was kind of like the wind in my sails or something. I was like the water for his keel. It was real. It used to hurt my flesh that his wore the scars of heated steel. He used to hurt his flesh just to see if he could feel. To cut a long short, he weren't ever really the strong sort. He got into the wrong sport, big swigs and long snorts. Caught in that spiral, he saw attempts to help us spiteful, and pretty soon he got so down that he got on that brown, and word got around, and people did not like the sound. That's when they told me to stop popping around to see him, and I kept disagreeing, but soon he was a different being. He got into stealing, robbing. I'd still see him frequent often, eyes all throbbing, weeping, sobbing, freaking out. He wouldn't speak about the things that made him weak, because doubt would stop his throat mid-sentence. And you're right, his face would paint repentance, but his actions spoke dependence. That's when our friendship became difficult, to say the least. I mean, he played the beast so well, I wondered how we'd ever make our peace, right? And so we drifted. We never argued. It just became clear that the parts of him I loved so well had slowly disappeared. I said, you look the same, but I don't recognize you. I'm looking you dead in the face and I can't find you. I don't like the way we always talk in the past tense, but you can't explain the present till you work out where the past went. I said, I'm looking right at you, but you ain't present no more. You laugh the same laugh, but its echo is flawed. Now when we talk, feels like I'm walking on the edge of a sword. I try to forget about the past, but just remember it more. I said, I'm here for you, whatever the score, but it don't really feel like you're my friend anymore. The more we talk about it, though, the wider the space. Them days are gone when we were 13, dividing our eighths, making promises we'd always relate. I tell you straight, I'm well-versed in the chapters of lies. I know dishonesty. I told you, it's not how much or what you're fucking using, it even bothers me. It's the fact you feel you have to lie about it that really bothers me. I want your honesty, because you might well be my oldest friend.